When was the last time you sat in complete silence? No music, no phone, no voices, just you and the sound of nothing. For many of us, that moment doesn't come often, if ever. We fear silence. We avoid it. We cover it up with podcasts, notifications, playlists, and noise. But here's the paradox. The more noise we surround ourselves with, the less we hear the one voice that actually matters. Our own. Silence isn't just the absence of sound. It's a presence, a force, a mirror, and the most powerful minds in history knew this. From Marcus Aurelius meditating in the chaos of a crumbling Rome, to Buddhist monks sitting in stillness for hours a day, to modern thinkers who retreat from the noise of the world to hear what lies underneath it, they all understood. Silence is not emptiness. Silence is power. Stoicism and the discipline of silence. The Stoics, some of the most practical philosophers ever, saw silence as a virtue. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Be silent for the most part, or speak only what is necessary, and speak in few words and in a calm tone." For the Stoics, silence wasn't passive. It was active restraint. It was control over the impulse to react emotionally, to dominate, to impress. In a world that rewards constant expression, they practiced measured response. Seneca taught that most of our troubles begin not with what others say, but with how we respond. And Epictetus reminded his students, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." Think about how rare this is today. Everyone wants to speak. Very few want to understand. And almost no one wants to sit with silence. But Stoics train themselves to do exactly that. Because in silence, you gain clarity. You don't just hear others, you hear yourself. Buddhist practice and the sacred space of stillness. If Stoicism is the art of self-discipline, Buddhism is the art of awareness. And at the heart of Buddhist practice is silence, not just external, but internal. In the Dhammapada, the Buddha says, "Silence is the best answer to anger." In Zen, masters often don't respond to questions with words. They pause. They wait. Sometimes they don't answer at all. Why? Because silence itself can be the answer. It removes ego. It creates space for insight. It shifts us from thinking to seeing. Imagine a Zen monastery in the mountains. Monks rise before the sun. They sit in complete silence for hours, just observing the breath, the thoughts, the passing emotions. No commentary, no judgment, just presence. They don't do this because they're running away from the world. They do it because they want to see the world clearly, without distortion. In silence, you discover that you are not your thoughts. You are the awareness behind them. Philosophy, mysticism, and the metaphysics of silence. Let's go deeper. Many spiritual traditions, from Christian mystics to Sufi poets to Taoist sages, spoke about silence not just as a practice, but as a divine presence. Meister Eckhart, the 13th century Christian mystic, once said, "Nothing in all creation is so like God as silence." Laozi, the ancient Taoist sage, wrote, "Silence is a source of great strength." In mystical traditions, silence isn't just useful, it's sacred. It's the space in which the divine whispers. The infinite is not loud. It is still. This silence is not the silence of boredom or emptiness. It is a silence full of presence, a silence that holds you, watches you, even transforms you. To sit in this kind of silence is to touch something eternal, something bigger than words can ever express. The modern world is addicted to noise. Now let's return to our modern lives. We live in a time of hyperstimulation. We're constantly bombarded. Notifications, headlines, conversations, alerts, marketing. Everything screams for our attention, and most of it is meaningless. We've lost the space to reflect, to think, to breathe. This isn't just inconvenient. It's dangerous, because without silence we lose contact with our inner compass. We become reactive instead of reflective. Loud, but not wise. Silence today is rare, and what is rare becomes valuable. Which means in today's world, cultivating silence is an act of strength. It's a practice of rebellion, a way of saying, I will not be consumed by the noise. I will return to myself. Practical ways to practice silence. So how can we bring this power of silence into our lives? Let me give you 5 simple practices. 1. Silent mornings. Begin the first 15 to 30 minutes of your day without speaking, scrolling, or consuming media. Let your consciousness wake up naturally. 2. Pause before responding. In every conversation, insert a small pause before answering. You'll notice how much you want to react. Resist it, breathe, then speak, if necessary. 3. Walking in silence. Go for walks without music or podcasts. Just walk. Listen to your surroundings. Notice your thoughts. Let them settle. 4. Digital fasting. Take 1 day a week, or even 1 hour a day, where you disconnect from all devices. Let your mind detox. Let silence return. 5th, silent retreats. You don't need to visit a monastery. Take half a day for yourself. Turn off your phone, sit, journal, reflect. Don't speak, just be. The truth, hidden in silence. Here's what happens when you give silence space. Your mind slows down, your intuition gets louder, your emotions become clearer, and you begin to reconnect with something you didn't even know you'd lost. Your own inner presence. The goal of silence is not to escape life. It's to experience it more deeply, to hear what life is saying, beneath the noise. And when you cultivate that kind of silence, you don't just become calmer. You become wiser, more grounded, more alive. So the next time you're tempted to fill every quiet moment with something, don't. Resist the urge. Close your eyes. Breathe. Listen. There's a deep intelligence inside you, but it only speaks in silence. So make space for it. Practice it. Live it. Silence is not your enemy. It is your greatest teacher. And in a world that's always shouting, those who are wise remain still. Thank you for watching. If this message resonated with you, consider subscribing to Wise and Awake for weekly videos on timeless wisdom, mindful living, and inner transformation. Stay wise, stay awake.